This week, we're going to talk about some tablet updates that'll be coming very soon to a tablet near you. One of the first things you'll notice with the new updates is some of the icons have moved on the screen, others have changed, and others may not be where they have been. So let's start with the very top line of the tablet. First thing you notice to the top right is the time, 10:41 a.m. All the way over to the left is the battery percentage. That lightning bolt that you see there indicates that this tablet is charging. If this tablet was in a bus and the bus was running and attached to the keypad, next to the lightning bolt, you would see a blue symbol that represents the Bluetooth. So the first thing we'll do when we get to our bus after we get everything going is we sign on the tablet. From here, you'll move as you have been to the World Wide Web. Use the line marked Time Clock Plus. Enter your employee number into the middle line there and click Login. That will allow you to get on the time clock so you're getting paid. Once we're on the time clock, we can go back to our main screen and get ready to do our pre-trip. We go ahead and do our pre-trip to note anything that would be wrong with the bus. We come back to the tablet. In the odometer line, enter the odometer reading from the bus. Click enter. That opens up all of the other tabs that you will need to use to complete your pre-trip. You got the driver area. You've got inside the bus. You've got the front of the bus and the left side of the bus. Let's say we found something wrong with the stop sign or the stop lights. Let's say stop signs don't come out. So we mark it red. And type in a brief description of what is wrong with the bus. Then we can move to the next tab, rear and right side. If we find nothing wrong, we unclick that box, submit our pre-trip. At this point, you would need to call into the shop and advise them that your stop arms did not operate properly from the bus, and the shop will decide whether they put you in a spare bus or they come look and see what's wrong with your bus. From here, we would move on to the next tab. This tab, some of the icons may look a little bit different. They may be in different places. Across that top line, you'll see the black wheel. That is where you can go in and look at the different features, change the volume of your tablet, change the brightness of your tablet. And you can see on the third line down, this one says dark mode. Dark mode is on this tablet. That shows all of the background will be in black color, and the writing will be in white or gray or yellow as we move through the tablet. So I need to go back. I can unclick, move to the next screen. Again, at the top, next to the wheel up there with the settings, you see the 99%. That's the battery charge percent. Next to that is the lightning bolt showing that this tablet is charging. If I was hooked to a bus and hooked to a keypad, this would also show the Bluetooth connection right next to that. The next icon over is the time clock, which shows you where you clock on and off the bus. The one that's highlighted in yellow is a road. That shows that we're getting ready to start this route. The next two are grayed out because the stop list isn't there yet. And then the next one is the map part of it, and then the student lookup. Right over to the left of the time is a message tab. If someone were to send you a message to your tablet in your bus, this is where you'll find that. So moving on down, you move to the route line, you choose your route number. It should already be pre-established on your tablet, but if not, you can change it right there. Select AM or PM. Again, it should be already established based on the time of day. To the right of that, you'll see a couple new boxes. One says partial route and the other one says turn by turn. In this case, the turn by turn is highlighted in green. With it highlighted in green, that means the turn by turn is on for this tablet. The next line down is a field trip line and the other one is other. You don't need to worry about either one of those at this time. To use the turn by turn, you make sure that the turn by turn icon up there is lit up in green. We're going to move to the start button to start our route. This should look very similar to what you have on your tablet currently, with the exception of the background color or the colors that are on the face of this tablet. This particular route, once I leave from the terminal, it will automatically go to the turn by turn portion of the route, and it will look something like this. It will give you the directions both in the drawn out portion where it lists street names and gives you right turns and left turns. It will also, as you approach a stop, it will give you right below the yellow line where it says the address. It will give you the distance to where your next maneuver is going to be. And right below the time, the 10:47 on the timeline up there, it will also give you an estimated time of arrival to that stop. The other new feature on this screen is in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see a clipboard and a stop sign. If you push the clipboard takes you back to your stop list so you can see what's the upcoming stops or stops that you've been to, and you can see numbers. If you go back to the driving list, let's say as you're approaching your stop, the student list doesn't come up right away, but you're at this student's home location and you know this to be the correct location, but the tablet's not opening the stop. You can press the stop sign in the bottom right-hand corner and it will bring up the student's information that you need for this particular stop. Let's say this student comes on the bus and he keys on using the tablet or using the keypad, and his name should light up in green as this one has. You'll notice just above his name, it shows that one student is on the bus. Once this particular student is secured in the bus and you're ready to move on down the road, as you begin driving, the tablet will automatically come up and give you the driving directions from that location to your very next stop. You would continue on through the route, making each one of your stops. I'll add a few more students. And then as you arrive at Champion Elementary, it'll bring up your stop list and it'll show you how many students you currently have on the bus. As the students key off the bus, it will uncheck their names. As you continue on your route, as you leave from the elementary school and move on to your next school, the tablet will automatically begin giving you the turn-by-turn directions from that point to your next stop or your next school. One thing to point out about the GPS feature, while it works and it will get you from point A to point B and move you right on down the road, it does not recognize the fact that you are in a Volusia County School District bus. So it does not know any of our rules about where you can turn, where you can stop, which direction you need to be facing. It may not give you the exact, it will get you to the general area of the stop. You may have to use some common sense and use your head and think about which direction you need to be facing to pick up a particular stop for the students so they don't have to cross in front of the bus depending on the location of the stop. So we'll continue driving through the route. At the end of the morning, since we're using an AM on this particular route, after we finish at the middle school, the next stop location will be the terminal. As you pull back into the transportation terminal, should bring up your stop list, and it will say there are no students assigned at this stop. At this point, it'll go back to the beginning page here to allow us to do a pre or post trip. This time we'll be doing our post trip. So when we pull back in, we're going to put the odometer reading in, click enter. If we find nothing wrong with our bus again, going to click submit. At this point, we can sweep and disinfect our bus and make it ready for later on in the day. Once we're completed with those tasks and it's time to clock out off the World Wide Web, go back to the World Wide Web, hit the time clock, clock out, come back to the clock out screen and push clock out. So to review one of the new features that will be coming very soon to each and every one of our route buses will be the new turn-by-turn directions. To get to the turn-by-turn, when you're on your route screen, if the turn-by-turn is highlighted, you have to do nothing else to the tablet. The tablet will operate and give you the turn-by-turn directions, both visually and verbally, if you choose to have the sound on your tablet. If you don't need the turn-by-turn, simply unclick the turn-by-turn icon, and the tablet will still function just as it always has. When you're on your route and you start moving, if you know that you need to skip a stop, on the top line where it says the address, you want to move forward, so you want to move toward the time icon. You hit the double arrows and it will skip the stop that you were currently going to and take you to the next stop. As you approach a stop, if the student listing doesn't come up, use the stop icon in the bottom right-hand corner to make the stop come up. At this one, there's no students assigned to this stop. This would be one that we would probably skip each day. If you have any questions about the function of the tablet, feel free to send me an email, wfhinkle@volusia.k12.fl.us, or get in touch with your lead driver trainer or your area manager. If you have problems with your tablet, let's say something doesn't work properly, please write the tablet up, but put something more in the line where it says what's wrong with it. We need to know something more than the tablet does not work. There are certain avenues, certain things that can be taken care of through an email, through TripSpark. Others require the attention of James to come out and actually physically do something to the tablet. So a little bit more help on what is going on with the tablet will be very much appreciated. It will help us to rectify the situation in a more timely fashion. Again, when you write up your tablet, please be specific as to what it is doing or not doing. Just getting one that says it doesn't work causes a lot more work for us to get it fixed, because we have to go out and figure out what is doing or not doing. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me or your lead driver trainer or your area manager. Thanks. Have a great rest of your week.